Yeah. Somebody tell me why it took me so fucking long to watch The Black Swan. Don't know why it's taken me that long. Because loved it. Was really accurate. Terrifyingly. Because I did gymnastics and ballet very young growing up. I did ballet and tap until around 6 or 7, I think. And I was in the Nutcracker one time, and I thought that the director of like the ballet company in the movie, he's obviously abusive and sexually exploitive, but it's accurate in the way of how harsh he is, because the leader of our dance company, she was a Russian lady, and she was very harsh that way. So I don't know if it was just them or if it's a European ballet teacher thing, instructor. But yeah, I still remember first, second, third, fourth, and fifth position. That shit was ingrained in my soul. But I thought it was very realistic about like how much pressure it really feels like there is, and how from like the outside ballet and dance looks like maybe this like beautiful, delicate thing, but then when you're actually in it, it's very like blood, sweat, and tears. And it's quite imperfect. And I thought that it was interesting that perfectionism was like one of the themes of the movie, when like perfection doesn't exist. I mean, you can get pretty close to it in dance, and like that is one thing, like you're being pressured to be perfect, because everything has to look perfect. Your moves have to look perfect, your arms, your legs, your toes, your ankles, your arms, your head, the way that you are walking with your back up, the way that you put your hands down by you. It's literally like everything is micromanaged in ballet, and that's how it ends up looking so flawless. But it can take such a strain on your brain. And I looked into it, and if you don't know Natalie Portman, who plays Nina, she dedicated so much to that role. I think she lost like over 20 pounds, which is like quite dangerous for that role. And apparently like the scene with the chiropractor in that movie is real, because she like dislocated her rib because of like how much weight she lost. And this movie too was just like so ahead of its time, because this movie came out, I think, like even really before like the Me Too movement and like all these different things, and it was showing like sexual exploitation in the workplace, especially with dance, which is like super common with like models and dancers having like a male leader who's exploiting all the women in his business and like pointing them against each other basically. But I actually think the movie is a really great exploration of PTSD and trauma. Even before the movie starts, she's seemingly already kind of traumatized, withdrawn. She very easy fawns, goes into fawn mode. Like when the ballet teacher starts being like manipulative and abusive towards her, she like very easily responds to it, and it seems like she knows what to say almost. And with how withdrawn and distrustful she is, and how much of her identity is wrapped in being a dancer, like she doesn't really have a life outside of that, which can be a coping mechanism. And on the surface, her mom can come across as being supportive, but the more you go into it, it's much more sinister, and the implications of their relationship, it's quite clear to me that there's some CSA, especially when the scene where her mom's like, "Are you ready for me to come in? What do you need me to be ready for, ma'am?" But yeah, so it's quite clear to me like that she's already traumatized, and her mom, Lily, and Beth are all like reflections of her, or who she could be, or who she could turn into. And I'm someone who, I don't think Lily was trying to sabotage her. It's that Nina, like, her projections of insecurity, she put that on to Lily, and like, because like, especially when Lily comes and like asks to take her out, like, to say sorry, like, that someone doing something for you to say that you're sorry about something usually is someone being quite genuine. So that's what makes me think that it was real. But I was watching a psychiatrist like break down it, and we could diagnose Nina with schizophrenia or obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is different than OCD. Because of the delusions that she has, because she has tactile, auditorial, and visual hallucinations. And actually, auditory hallucinations are the most common. Visual hallucinations are the least. Because she often is like hearing people laugh at her when that's not happening, and that's a common hallucination. But yeah, it basically, like, it's like she sacrifices herself to have, like, the most perfect performance, because in it, it's reiterated to her that perfection isn't just about control, because she has that part down. She hasn't let herself go. Because the black swan is, like, her shadow side, right? It's repressed sexuality, trauma, emotions that she hasn't explored because she's blocking it out because of trauma. And that's why, like, he gets so frustrated with her during the practice, because, like, she's not letting go. And, like, and it's not communicated in that way, but, like, when he tells her to just, like, stop being so fucking weak, like, stop saying sorry about everything, is accurate. I mean, it's not the most helpful way to get it across, but I feel like I've been yelled at the same way by coaches before, so that was quite accurate. But yeah, God, Natalie Portman, you slayed that role so hard. So good.